The sun hung like a molten coin in the vast, cerulean sky, casting a warm, golden haze over Queen Elizabeth National Park. It was a place of wild, untamed beauty, where sprawling savannas met dense, ancient forests and a network of small, twisting streams nourished life in every crevice. This was a world unto itself, a living tapestry woven with the threads of survival, instinct, and a fragile, unspoken peace. In the heart of this verdant landscape, a troop of mountain gorillas lived their lives, a family bound by fierce loyalty and a silent understanding. Their leader was a majestic silverback, his broad shoulders and commanding presence a testament to years of leadership. But the heart of the troop, the gentle pulse that guided their days, was a female named Nala. In the late stages of her pregnancy, her movements were slow and deliberate, her eyes holding the soft, expectant glow of new life. Their lives were observed from a distance by one of the park's most dedicated guardians, a 30-year-old park ranger named Diana. For Diana, the park wasn't just a job. It was a sanctuary, a living, breathing entity she had sworn to protect. A few years prior, she had single-handedly rescued this very gorilla troop from a series of poacher snares, a daring act that had earned her a unique, though fragile, trust. When they saw her, they didn't flee. They watched, their eyes curious and knowing, a silent acknowledgement of the bond that existed between them. Life in the wild is a constant rhythm of survival, and one morning, the gorilla troop followed their instincts, foraging for food near a stream that sparkled like a vein of liquid silver. It was a popular spot for tourists, a place where people would pause to admire the scenery and the occasional glimpses of wildlife. Nala, with her senses heightened by the needs of her unborn baby, was trailing the troop when her gaze landed on a peculiar sight, a splash of bright, unnatural color against the natural green of the grass. It was a discarded plastic bag, likely left behind by a careless tourist the day before. The bag was half open, revealing a crumpled wrapper and a plastic bottle. A sweet, unfamiliar scent drifted from it, a sugary aroma that was irresistible to her ravenous hunger. A wave of pure curiosity washed over Nala. She'd seen these strange things before, but the troop leader had always kept them away. This time, however, she was alone, and the temptation was too great. With gentle, careful fingers, she reached for the bag. She pulled out the crinkled wrapper and found inside a sticky, half-melted pastry. Without a second thought, she ate it, then another and another. She even took a long, thirsty drink from the bottle, the liquid warm and strangely sweet. She didn't know that the food had been left to bake in the sun for an entire day, turning into a perfect petri dish of harmful bacteria. As the troop moved on, a strange feeling began to creep into Nala's body, a dizziness that spun the world around her, followed by a sharp, gnawing pain in her stomach. Her breath grew shallow, her powerful legs suddenly weak. She slowed her pace, her large body swaying, a sudden and alarming stillness coming over her. In the silent language of the wild, every gesture, every sound holds a meaning. For a trained eye, a single moment of stillness can scream danger. Miles away, Diana was on her patrol route, a quiet, solitary journey through the whispering grasslands. Through her binoculars, she scanned the horizon, her eyes instinctively drawn to the troop of gorillas near the stream. For a moment, everything seemed normal, a routine snapshot of a day in the life of the park. But then, she noticed Nala. The pregnant female was lagging behind, her movements listless and unnatural. She swayed, a subtle but deeply concerning detail. A sense of alarm, cold and sharp, pierced through Diana's calm demeanor. Her gut instinct, honed by years of experience, screamed that this was an emergency. Nala was in distress, and not the normal kind of discomfort that comes with pregnancy. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, Diana made a swift decision. She abandoned her planned patrol route, leaving the well-worn path to cut directly through the tall grass toward the stream. The tranquil landscape suddenly became an obstacle course, every bush and boulder a hurdle in a race against time. Her heart hammered against her ribs, a frantic rhythm that matched her footsteps. She thought of Nala's gentle eyes, of the promise of a life she carried. She had to get there in time. She just had to. As she got closer, she saw the entire troop had stopped, forming a protective circle around Nala. The air was thick with their low, worried grunts. Diana's pace quickened, her breath coming in short, sharp bursts. She knew they would be on high alert, and she had to be careful. The memory of their trust, fragile as it was her only asset. In the face of danger, a bond of trust can be the most powerful tool. It's a silent pact that says, "I am here to help, not to harm." When Diana finally arrived, she found Nala lying on her side, her breath coming in ragged, shallow gasps. The silverback stood guard, his immense frame a wall of suspicion. His deep, rumbling growl was a clear warning. The rest of the troop was huddled together, their eyes fixed on Diana. This was the moment of truth. Diana stopped a respectful distance away, slowly taking off her pack. She spoke to them in a soft, low voice, a language they might not understand, but whose tone they knew well. "It's okay," she whispered. "I'm here to help. I'm not a threat." She kept her hands visible, her movements slow and deliberate. As she cautiously moved closer, her eyes scanned the area around Nala. She saw it then, a crumpled plastic bag, a half-empty water bottle, and a torn pastry wrapper, still smelling faintly of sugar and something else, something spoiled. Her years of training clicked into place. This wasn't an illness, it was food poisoning. A simple act of littering had created a life-threatening crisis. Diana knelt by Nala's side,
It's okay,
her
Nala.
movements gentle
Everything's gonna be
and
all right.
reassuring. The silverback's grunts softened, becoming more curious than aggressive. He watched as Diana carefully checked Nala's pulse and breathing, her face a mask of concentrated calm. The rest of the troop, observing their leader's change in demeanor, relaxed their stances. They formed a quiet, watchful ring, a silent guard around the scene, their tension slowly replaced by a fragile acceptance. With Nala stabilized, Diana reached for her radio. "This is Ranger Diana," she said, her voice firm and clear. "I have a pregnant gorilla down. Suspected food poisoning from human waste. We need a vet team here immediately. Location is a stream area near the visitor lookout point." She gave the coordinates, her mind already racing, her focus entirely on the fragile life she was fighting to save. Sometimes, a hero's journey is not just about saving a life, but about building a bridge between two worlds that were never meant to touch. The rescue team arrived quickly, their vehicle a jarring contrast to the wild surroundings. They moved with practiced efficiency, their bags full of medical supplies. The gorillas watched, their rumbling grunts a mixture of curiosity and anxiety as Nala was gently moved onto a specialized stretcher. As the team worked, Diana stood close by, her calm voice a constant, reassuring presence for both Nala and her troop. The silverback stood his ground until Nala was safely in the back of the vehicle, his deep eyes never leaving her. It was a silent, sorrowful farewell, a moment of profound vulnerability. Diana caught his gaze, offering a small, hopeful nod, a silent promise that she would bring her back. As the rescue vehicle pulled away, the entire troop watched from the edge of the forest, their forms slowly disappearing into the shadows. Later that afternoon, Diana was back on patrol, her mind replaying the events of the day. As she drove down a red dirt road that bisected a vast, golden savanna, her vehicle suddenly jolted to a stop. Ahead of her, a pride of lions emerged from the tall grass, their golden eyes glinting in the afternoon sun. They were drawn by the lingering scent of medicine and human food from the rescue operation, a powerful, foreign aroma that had lingered in the truck. Diana's heart pounded in her chest as the large felines surrounded her car, their low growls a symphony of primal power. Just as the situation reached its breaking point, a thunderous roar erupted from the nearby forest. A moment later, the gorilla troop, led by their magnificent silverback, burst into the clearing. The silverback stood tall, beating his chest and letting out a powerful roar that echoed through the savannah. The other gorillas fanned out, creating a formidable wall of muscle and ferocity between Diana's truck and the lions. The lions, surprised by this unexpected territorial display, looked between the gorillas and the truck. Faced with a challenge they weren't prepared for, they hesitated, then, one by one, they turned and retreated into the tall grass. Diana sat in her truck, her hands trembling on the steering wheel, her eyes wide with shock and emotion. The silverback met her gaze, his expression quiet and knowing, a silent acknowledgement of the debt that had been repaid. It was a moment of profound understanding, a bridge of kindness built across the chasm between their species. He gave one final, gentle grunt, and then led his troop back into the forest. Diana continued her patrol, her heart full. The world around her seemed to shine a little brighter. The sun's golden rays, a metaphor for the warmth and hope that had filled her spirit. The story ended in the silent comfort of the rescue center. Nala was recovering, her breathing now steady, a soft, peaceful light in her eyes. As she looked out the window, the setting sun cast a warm glow on her face, a promise of a new morning, a new life, and a powerful testament to the fact that in the wild and in the world, compassion and understanding can truly transcend all boundaries.